Want to say hello and good morning to our listeners from around the world. I want to welcome you to another edition of This Morning with Soulivity, broadcasting live from our studio right here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital of America, and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Westley Johnson, and I'm so glad that you're here. We've got a fantastic show coming up for you with a very special guest. But before we get to all that, I have to introduce to you my amazing co-host, Sheila Applegate. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning.
Wow, how are you doing?
Oh, I am doing pretty well. Yeah. We have a little smoke in the air here.
Yeah, there's, oh man, will you tell people about what's happening in your neck of the woods as we kind of send out our care and well wishes to people in Canada?
Yeah, so we are in a smoke hazard warning stage here. The sky is pretty yellow for the second day in a row. Looks
Wow.
kind of apocalyptic.
Wow.
And it smells like a campfire, even in my house. So it's an interesting time because it's not happened. I don't think it's ever happened here in this state, in this area, and a lot of the states around us. We're
Wow.
used to it out west, right? I
Right.
think my children are getting it out west because there's also fires all the way across Canada. So it's a
Wow.
fascinating time.
Well, we want to make sure that we're sending love, light, and well wishes to both you, your family, and all the people who are being affected right now, because that's not easy. That's not easy to
Right.
deal with.
It
So
isn't.
please, yeah.
I was just want to say, like, we're in the lighter stages of it, and it's making me realize what the West Coast gets to experience often, like, because this is intense.
Because of like, I mean, I wonder, I wonder why that's happening. Maybe, maybe I can find out some more information from some friends of mine who are newscasters. But yeah, yeah, I wonder if it's either just to deal with climate change and that
Yeah,
kind of deal, that those fires are going off, because I know that some of it is natural, you know where there's this cycle of trees burning and then there's regrowth and that kind of thing. But
right.
I've never, even in all the years I lived in Detroit, I've never heard of it being this bad. So
Right.
again,
Yeah.
we're yeah. So we're sending light and love to all those people that are affected, especially in our neighbors to the north in Canada. So
Yes.
we've got a very special show and a very special guest that's with us today. I know, Sheila, you've been, itching to do this show.
Yes, I'm
Uh,
excited.
because today we're going to be talking about the wonder of energy healing. I say, what is this energy healing, you say? Um, this is something that I really wanted to dive into for a long time. And Sheila, thank you so much for being part of a collaboration that we'll be talking about in just a second, that brings together a lot of different healers around the world. Um, Before we introduce our next guest, just want to make sure that our audience understands, listen, you're part of this conversation. We want your questions, your comments, your thoughts. Just post anything that you have around, like an idea or a question for either us or our guest today, right to our chats on YouTube and Facebook, and we will include you in our conversation. So let's get to introducing our first guest. Our guest today. Uh, Angela Orora is a spiritual channel, a psychic medium, healer, best-selling author, mentor, and teacher. You see, healing is her passion. She works closely with other light workers and holistic practitioners to raise spiritual awareness and promote holistic healing. Now, she recently completed a channeled book called The Book of Many Colors, and is the co author of The Wellness Universe's 25 Tools of Goddesses. Now, today, she, along with 20 master healers from all around the world, bring a new book called The Energy Healer's Oracle: Tools for Total Transformation. Now, this wonderful collaboration features 20 different healing modalities and tools you can try at home and that can truly transform your life. So, with that, it is my pleasure to welcome to This Morning with Soulivity, Angela Orora. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Sheila.
Good afternoon to you.
I know. Yes, good afternoon. Exactly. Because Angela, you're coming in all the way from Greenwich, in the UK. Beautiful city there. How's the weather? How's the weather there? Because it's the
It's
afternoon, right?
glorious, glorious. The sun's shining, and yeah, everything's in bloom here. I was in my garden earlier, and the roses are just amazing.
Oh, that sounds like a slice of heaven.
Mm.
Listen, as we kind of like, for some of you who've been watching us on social media, we gave a hint yesterday that we're going to be doing a giveaway today. And so, what we're probably going to give away 2 books of the Energy Healing Oracle. So listen in and make sure that you comment on our live feeds, because if you're commenting, you actually can get a chance to be part of our giveaway today. So, why don't we get right on into this with you, Angela? For those that may be listening in that may not be familiar with energy healing, how do you define it to people who are introduced to it for the first time?
Okay, so energy healing is the oldest therapy known to mankind.
Wow.
For tens of thousands of years, communities in every society have had a healer who's been called by many names. And more recently, in the early 20th century, healer channels have been accessing different energy healing frequencies and teaching each other how to tap in. So it was the 1920s when Dr. Usui channeled Usui Reiki, which has become very popular.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward, and there are so many different frequencies, so many different energy healing modalities that people can access, that it's really confusing for people out there who've got no background in it. And that's why this book was born, because it's my passion to share energy healing and teach people how they can access divine energy for their own well-being and the being of others and our planet.
Wow.
So in terms of sort of Reiki, many people understand Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
But there are dozens of different forms and frequencies and schools of Reiki. What every energy healing modality has in common
Mm-hmm.
is that the healer becomes a channel for energy from the divine or source or universe or whatever your belief is. And this healing energy is intelligent and promotes well-being and the restoration of balance,
Mm-hmm.
holistically, in mind, body, soul, and spirit. So it in my experience, and I've been an energy healer for almost 40 years now, it always works on some level,
Right.
in accordance with the divine plan.
Wow. Even as you're speaking, Angela, I'm connecting with your energy right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is very peaceful and serene, and I can also sense from you the deep love that you have for being an energy healer and providing that and being that for the world. So thank you for doing this work, first and foremost. How did you meet Sheila and Zach?
I met Sheila through the Joy Keepers Network.
Ah, I love Joy Keepers.
Yeah.
And so, Sheila, for you, when you met Angela, what
Mm-hmm.
kind of experience was that for you?
Yeah, I think, Angela, you'll agree that we felt like we had an instant connection, that we had possibly known each other on a soul level prior to meeting. And it was our first conversation, and we were just getting to know each other a little bit down here on Earth. Right? And Angela started talking about this healing oracle book that she was about to start working on. And my heart said yes, but I thought about it because I've been invited into other books that are collaborative, and it just never felt like a resonance to me. But there was something about this project that I spoke with Zach about it, and we felt a huge yes to join in. So thank you, Angela, for that. Do you want to tell us, Angela, a little bit more about the experience of bringing this forward, and maybe like talk about some of the different modalities that are a part of this book?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Sheila. So I'm divinely guided in my work. And I mean, sorry, I've got to laugh because they keep me really busy. My guides keep me really, really busy. And not just little projects, big projects. I mean, huge projects. So one of my guides is the Ascended Master Saint Germain. And this book was his project. And basically, I'm told to do something and I will go out and make it happen. And the way I do this is just by connecting with souls that feel right, whose energy is of the right vibration to be part of the project. So we've got 20 different modalities in the book. I mean, you just could not imagine the spread. So we've got empathic mastery, art for the soul, Sheila and Zach's fantastic fractal illumination.
Yes.
We have a compassionate illumination, Rahani celestial healing, Pendragon Reiki, which is working with cosmic dragons. We've got yoga, we've got sound medicine, we've got family constellations, we've got human design, we've got color therapy, divine energy healing, somatic Shakti dance flow.
Wow.
Polarity, rise. We have a modality called Shaman's Hands. We have intuitive food therapy. And I write about divine feminine Reiki, which is a modality that I channeled for the Ascended Master and Archangelic collectives.
I love the spectrum of all the different modalities. Isn't that incredible, Brian?
It is amazing. We're going to take a quick break. But before we go to break, Sheila and Angela, I'm going to read from the book's forward from the beautiful soul Diana Saville, who's the author of Awakening the Flame. And the last paragraph of her forward that I found it just opened my heart was, read this book. Follow where it leads you now. Receive, transform, and read it again and transform again. You are on an endless journey of growth, expansion, healing, and transformation. And this book offers profound and unique processes that will assist you on your way. And that is everything that we stand for here at Soulivity. So thank you both for being part of this project. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that after this quick break. We're going to come back and talk about, the importance of this project and this book in these times. So we'll be right back with more from This Morning with Soulivity.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity, where we are talking about the wonder of energy healing with Angela Orora, the practical mystic, who's also the author of a great new book. Actually, it's a great collaboration called The Energy Healer's Oracle, and it features 20 different master healers from around the world, including our own Sheila Applegate and Zach Hansen. I mean, just I can't wait to dig into this and start doing the work that is part of this book, Angela. Question. This book is coming out today. It was released yesterday, but it's available for sale in Amazon and that kind of thing. And I want to let everybody know, listen, we're going to be giving away a couple of copies today. So you want to put in a chat a comment about the book or something like that, and you could win an ebook today. But Angela, my specific question to you is, there are no coincidences,
Right.
and everything happens from a master plan and is definitively purposeful and purpose driven.
Yep.
How do you
absolutely.
feel? Yeah, how do you feel about this book being out in today's times? What nuggets of guidance have you received that say, okay, we have to do this, book has to come out now?
Well, the whole purpose of the book is to spread energy healing across the planet.
Yes.
People need to understand, be empowered that, their wellness is in their hands.
Right.
We have 20 tools from 20 master healers that they can tap into and use over and over, again and again, and learn about the different modalities. Everyone is so different. I mean, we're all unique individuals, sparks of the divine.
Yeah.
And a one-size-fits-all approach to well-being simply isn't appropriate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I love that you say in the beginning of the book that really it does come down to divine source, that there is an energy that we're all connected to that is intelligent and moves through us and can bring us into an alignment. And yet, with even these 12 modalities, we all approach it in a slightly different way and with a different vibration based on what we bring into it and what our way of thinking and living is. So it's just incredible, I think, that you've brought this together at this time, because not only is it important for the world to see and to know and to feel that empowerment right now, as I look out my window in these yellow skies and say, it's time. We just need to wake up and we all need to get on board. But also, I'm kind of setting this up for you to talk about what you feel about this, but I feel like it's an empowering book, even to someone who hasn't explored much of the healing process, because the energy healing process, because it not only teaches you some modalities, but it helps you see how you can find that within yourself. So I don't know what question there is. Just tell me what you think as I said that.
Okay, yeah, we're all completely different, and the book can be picked up and read by anyone, whether you're curious about what energy healing is and what it can do for you and your wellness, whether you're already an energy healer, and you know, as healers, we're facilitators of healing for others, and the power that exists that we can tap into is so immense that it you can't quantify it. You really can't quantify it. And for each and every one of us, what we need is different. So our healing journey is going to be different. The energy that we need at different stages throughout our lives is going to be different. So it's a book that can grow with you. And as you develop, you might pick it up in a year's time, and there'll be a different tune that sings to your soul. So it's not, oh, let's read this now and do what we need to do now. It's something that you can go back to over and over and over again as you change and develop, and what you need is different. Because we're just humans having this, we're divine beings having this human experience, and we need all the support we can get.
Angela, what was your journey to becoming a healer? I'm just curious, has this always been something of course, at a spiritual level, we're born into this world with these gifts, and it's our birthright, and then we choose to practice them or not based upon our own quote unquote free will. But what was your journey to being this beautiful soul who's doing this work that's so necessary?
Oh, this goes back quite a few years.
I can see the smile on your face.
So when I was 19, I moved to London from a little town in Wales, and landed in this huge city. This is in the 80s, so landed in this huge city, and I was exploring different lots and lots of different things, as you do as a teenager in your 20s and everything else. And my journey took me to a teacher of healing and intuitive development who then mentored me for 7 years. A wonderful lady called Betty Balcom, who wrote lots of books in the 80s about psychic development.
Yeah.
And Betty was incredible, and she inspired me basically as a young woman, and she taught me spiritual healing, which was the modality that I practiced for many, many years, until there's change in my life and change in the planet, and different energy frequencies started to be available to us, and different modalities started to appear that I felt aligned with. So I'm a teacher of several different energy healing modalities, including angelic Reiki. I work a lot with the divine rays and sacred flames, and so violet flame rescue healing is another modality I practice. And divine feminine Reiki is also based on sacred ray energies, those of the cosmic divine mother. So it's been a long and varied journey for me, and yeah, it's always been my passion. My passion has always been about making a difference in people's lives, and every job I've done has been around that in different forms over the years. So does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one important aspect of this show, but more so the purpose behind Soulivity, has always been that there's this gift that manifests itself out into different aspects of how we show up as, you know, as spiritual beings living this, you know, this human experience, right? So we have talents, we have, you know, acumen and other things that we can do, but it always goes back to one specific gift of, and in this case, I'm thinking for you, it's just supporting humanity in transformation, right? Where you're doing this work and you're bringing awareness around healing and energy healing in specifically that, as you said, has been around for the dawn of time.
Yeah.
And so your story is so important for people to hear, because I think that a lot of times we can trick ourselves into thinking that, oh, well, that person is special and I'm not.
Oh gosh, no. No. I'm just an ordinary person. I mean, I call myself the practical mystic because at essence, I'm a really practical person.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that everything I do, every client I have goes away with a practical tool that they can use for their own wellness. And, as we're facilitating healing for people. And so, that you can take responsibility for your own well-being. At the end of the day, we're responsible for it. There's a divine plan. We think we have choice.
Right. And this idea of that staying in the flow of life and of the universe, that the bumps in the road smooth out, or that even if you see challenges coming your way, you actually embody being able to move through those challenges with peace, ease, and grace.
Yeah.
Angela, go ahead.
Yeah, every experience we have, every relationship we have brings us lessons.
Yes.
Sometimes they're tough lessons. And, the understanding that we receive from those and the growth that we as divine beings, receive from those is the important thing. I mean, there are so many tools out there that can help people with their journey. I work a lot with the divine rays, and this is what my 2 channel books are about. And, people still think there are 7 sacred flames, but we've since 2012, we've had access to many, many more. And, the angels, the masters, they want us to connect with them. They want us to live our best life. We just have to use the tools. We have to tap in. We have to, ask for what we need, because if we don't ask, then how's it going to happen?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sheila, what's your story? How did you get connected into energy healing?
Oh, wow. Like Angela, I was always drawn to all things divine. And I went to school to become a clinical therapist, which is a healing in itself. And directly out of, I was exploring. I got my master's degree in Baltimore, and I moved back up here because of my then boyfriend at the time, the father of my children. And I didn't want to come back to this area because I didn't think it was spiritual. But my very first meeting with the supervisor of my first job back here, she mentioned this meditation classes that she went to. And so I started there. And that was all of the early mystic school teachings, the 7 rays, the things that a lot of what Angela is speaking of now. So we, even though we were on different continents, she and I both, Angela, you and I, we both trained in very similar way back then, because that was what was out there. I was in the early 90s, you were in the 80s. So, and what I see with you, Angela, and I believe in myself too, is that we've taken that and continued on like all generations should, and show our language. I too am very practical in our and to take some of that mystic training, using that language, but also bringing it into practical language that people can understand now in their daily life.
And Angela, you know, a question I have for you is that I know that again, there's people who are more pessimistic about about energy healing and what does this mean, and I won't say the word, Sheila. All right, I'll say it so people know what we're talking about. The woo woo.
We're growing Brian from away from calling it woo woo, because it's not
right. And in jest. But Angela, there's been rigorous study on energy healing that people don't know about. You know, places like Sheila, like IONS, the Institute of Noetic Science, and other, you know, major colleges and university around the world have done study, and they all point to the same thing, that there is valuable this is a valuable resource for people. Can you talk to a little bit about that as well, just to, you know, for the skeptics out here?
Okay, well, I think the best thing to do is just experience it.
Yes.
You know, that's, you know, people can tell you anything, but I mean, particularly for me back in the 80s, I tried so many different modalities, and, you know, some of them just didn't feel right. And the ones that did, you know, sang to my soul. And I still practice spiritual healing. It's where I began. Because as most healers have lots of different tools in their toolbox.
Yes. And
intuitively will select the one that's right for their client at that time. So you know, just try before you buy. That's the thing.
I love that. I really do, because I think in my own life, what I've come to learn is when you're using these different energy techniques in your own life, experience, and your world changes because of it. Right, especially if you're doing things, everyone, like journaling. Like I absolutely positively want everybody to start journaling. They're like, whatever experiences they're having, because it brings that out of the spiritual energy realm of that dimension into the physical, and now your mind can't tell you, well, this is not really happening. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Man, gosh, I could just talk about this all day. Why don't we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the book, where people can buy it, and what's next for you, Angela, in terms of like the next level, because I kind of sense that there's other plans beyond just the release of this book that you want to do. So we're going to take a quick break, everybody, and we'll be back with more from Angela Orora, and where we're talking about energy healing in just a second.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now. Hey there, this is Brian with Soulivity.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Soulivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoy the Aspire Academy by Soulivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity. We're talking about the wonder of energy healing with Angela Orora. So what's next now that this fabulous book is available to people? Because I kind of feel and sense that there's something more that's coming down the pike.
Okay, so there are going to be lots of different collaborations between the different authors in the book.
Wow.
We're already talking about having an online, the word escapes me.
Like
Summit. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
We're already talking about having an online summit and retreats around the world with different healers, so that you can go and, you know, connect in person with these amazing people. I'm running a retreat in the Mediterranean, in the little island of Gozo, this September.
Wow.
Teaching divine feminine Reiki, which is what I write about in my chapter. I write about the channeling of it. So people come away from that actually being a practitioner. So, you know, it's really handing you the tools to change your life and change other people's lives as well.
Wow.
So, you know, Sheila, how about you? You've got stuff coming up with Renee, yes?
Yes, we have here in Central New York. Renee Hager-Smith is a friend here locally who is also within the book with a chapter. And so we're doing a book signing celebration on June 29th here in Central New York.
Wow, that's cool.
Exciting. Yeah. And fractal illumination is the technique that we share the origin story of in our chapter. And we run those groups several times a year for people to attend, and we'll be doing more traveling with those too.
Wow. Well, you know, I think Sheila, you and I were kind of talking yesterday about, you know, bringing this, you know, this book and the energy healers and their messages around the different modalities to as many people as possible. And so, Angela, you listen, we're here to support this. So whatever we can do to support more people learning about these different modalities, and especially the people who are doing the work and helping people heal. We're here to support that.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, what is the takeaway, right? That, let's say, people, because this isn't a book, everyone, that you just read and you read it once and then you go, okay, well, I read it, right? It's not like a novel where you read it from front to back and then you're done. This is an actual tool that people can use on a regular basis. And so my question to you, Angela, is, we talked earlier about why is this book important. What are three things that you want people who are actually utilizing this beautiful book, The Energy Healer's Oracle, in their own life? What are three things that kind of come to mind that you would say to a person who's beginning or continuing their journey of energy healing?
Okay. That anything is possible, that everything is possible.
Wow.
We've come here to experience life as human beings, but we, as I said earlier, can tap into so many different resources to make a change in our lives. But this is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Right.
So it's number one, knowing that you can do anything and everything. You can transform your life, you can transform your health, you can transform your soul's path is a difficult one, but you can ride it with more ease and grace.
Right.
So that's number one. Number two is that these amazing authors are here to support you. You don't have to do this on your own. I mean, we're never on our own anyway. We've got this huge team and spirit to support us. But these are, physical people who are there at the end of the phone, at the end of the email. They want you to connect with them, and they want you to use their tools and tell you how, ask you how you're doing. So, you're not alone. And I think the third thing is that self-care is not selfish. That by dealing with your stuff, by improving yourself, you are making a difference to everybody and everything, because we're all connected on a quantum level.
Wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's nothing but truth. Absolute truth. Thank you for leading the effort in creating this type of tool for people that they can utilize every single day. Um, Everyone, it's available at Amazon.com right now. It's also available at your website as well, Angela. So people can go there as well. And I know, Sheila, you'll be pushing this out with Zach, and I know the other uh, energy masters will be also doing this as well. Highly recommend, everyone, that you go out and you get this book and you start using it every single day. I think that if by doing so, it will transform your life for the better. Angela, thank you so much for being here on this morning.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Angela, both for being here and for all that you do on this earth.
Bless you.
Everyone, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we get back, we'll have some final thoughts from me and Sheila. So we'll be back in about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, actually.
You can find all the Satonic products at our Go shop on Soulivity at go.soulivity.com now. Shop for beauty products, skincare, hair care. It is all there at the Go shop. Go shop Soulivity.
And we're back with more of This Morning with Soulivity, and I'll go to you, Sheila, for some final thoughts.
Well, I just really enjoyed having Angela here and talking about the Energy Healers Oracle. One of the things that fills my heart is that collaboration, that idea that we all came from around the world. We got to know each other in the process, and our hearts are here to celebrate and to support people in reaching their highest potential. One of the things we didn't say is that in each chapter, each of us gave not only our contact to reach us, but also a gift that you can receive. So in ours, there's a meditation that you can go access, an audio meditation, and it's just loaded with more gifts than you can imagine. And then they keep growing.
Wow. That's amazing. My final thoughts revolve around a couple of things. First and foremost, Angela was reminding me that this book, the Kindle version of this book, costs less than a cup of coffee
for the next day or two. It's on sale right now.
It's on sale right now. It's only $1.99, correct, on Amazon. And so you can't beat that. You can't beat it. I mean, what is $1.99 for something that will literally transform your life for the better and make your life easier and more peaceful. And even if you're doing other things, this is just adding on to that, right? So that's my first final thought. My second final thought is, I know in my own life that when I was very young, and mom and dad, I know dad's listening from the other side of the veil, but mom, if you're on physically, I remembering when they did this 1-year seminar. And the concept of 1-year seminar was every single month they had all these great teachers and healers and just phenomenal people that were bringing different things to the world, and a significant portion of that was energy healers, from Reiki to breath work to all these different things, people working with crystals. And that had a profound effect on my understanding of the world around me, because I had experiences that could only be explained by saying that this is divine. Right. And so, again, I know I've said this probably a few times during the show, but I cannot thank you, Sheila, and Zach, and Angela, and the other members of this collaboration for bringing something into the world that people can utilize on a regular basis, because it's absolutely positively necessary. And that to those of you who actually take the leap of faith of getting this book that's cheap right now, less than a cup of coffee, that your life will be forever changed for the better. So thanks again to all of you for doing that.
Thank you.
I guess we can do some quick shameless plugs. We already kind of talked about the latest and greatest plug, which is our Energy Healers book.
Right.
Again, you can go out and get this at Amazon. The Kindle version is only $1.99, people. You can't beat that. So go out and get that. And then Sheila, you've got something else that's cooking.
Yep, tomorrow night is the 8th of June, and that means that we are doing the Matrix of Illumination here on Soulivity Aspire, which is always a fun time. We get together and I lead you through a meditation, and then I bring in messages from the divine that are inspired by who is there with us. So when you sign up, you're putting your energy into that so that the messages that the divine bring forth will be tuned in to what is in your heart at that moment.
And they are always so good, Sheila.
I love them. I really have fun with them.
And people can, and I think one thing that I want to try to clarify with specifically the Matrix of Illumination, this isn't just an experience where people sit back and just listen, right?
No, we chat. Yeah.
We chat, right? That's another cool thing about this, that you are part of the experience itself, and that after you do the channeling and that kind of thing, that people can come in and they can ask questions, and they can, have discussion about what just happened over that 30 minutes or 40 minutes. And so that's always a hoot. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it as well. And again, this is happening every 8th of every month on our Aspire platform. To join the Aspire is absolutely free. There's a very small cost for the Matrix Illumination. It's only $22. You can also buy an annual subscription of Matrixes. I'm trying to remember what the cost is, but it's there on the main site that's there. We'll get that out.
Yeah.
As well. Cool. Fantastic show today. We're running out of time. So all I'm going to say is thanks everybody for being here. We're here every weekday from Monday through Friday at 8, or Thursdays and Fridays on KMET 1490 AM radio at 9 AM Pacific. So with that, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.